Now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta. Ezekiel Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Ezekiel Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
Delta State is popularly known as the Big Heart State. The big heart for love, which is characteristic of its and easygoing people. Delta is one of Nigeria's oil and gas hubs, home to several multinational oil companies and many strategic national assets, like the Warri Refinery, one of the country's 4 state-owned oil processing plants. Until 1991, it was lumped up in the then Bendel State together with present-day Edo State. It became a state entity of its own on the chilled morning of August 27 when the then head of state, Ibrahim Babangida, created 9 more states in addition to the 21 that existed, bringing the number of states to 30. Spread across the length and breadth of the oil-rich state are ethnic groups like the Urobo, Ijo, Isoko, Ishekiri, Anyoma, and many others with their distinct yet similar cultural heritage. These people, with their rich and unique culture and tradition, are like the individual colors that come together to make up the breathtaking picture on the canvas known as Delta State. Significant in this beautiful blend of colors is the Isoko people, who majorly inhabit the 2 local government areas of Isoko North and South of the state. While the 2 local government areas remain their base, they are scattered across all corners of the state and indeed the Niger Delta region, where they continue to contribute to the advancement of their ethnic group and the development of the Nigerian state. It is also instructive to mention Soko Nation hosts the very second economically viable oil well in Nigeria after Otuabagi Oloibiri in Bayelsa State. The oil well is located in Uzere. It was drilled in 1958 and to this day, the Nigerian government has continued to drill oil from different locations across the Isoko Nation. The Isoko Nation consists of 19 clans, namely Uzere, Ozoro, Eruwa, Owe, Iyede, Okpe, Emede, Igbide, Emevo, Ofagbe, Elu, Oyede, Ume, Iri, Aviara, Olomoro, Enwe, Okpolo, and Ole. These autonomous clans are led by traditional authorities, often headed by a king known as the Ove or Ologbo, who is usually supported by his council of chiefs and other formally recognized traditional bodies. In Igbide, this traditional institution dates back to around 1668. Over 350 years later today, the traditional institution remains the cradle of the culture and tradition of the people. Igbide people are predominantly fishermen and farmers known for their very extensive and successful cultivation of cassava and groundnuts. The fishing is done mainly in the Urie Lake in Owodopopo community. It is also the place where the kingdom celebrates the annual Urie Lake Fishing Festival that attracts visitors from far and near in February of every year to mark the commencement of the season. Igbide people traced Ngbidi in Imo State and state. They took unity in Igbide Kingdom as one of the main entry points of Isoko land. On 8 2021, monarch of the kingdom, his Edward Obu, who ascended the throne in 1974, joined after about 47 years throne. This made him, at the time of his transition, the longest reigning king in Isoko Nation and second longest in Delta State. The people of the kingdom mourned their beloved monarch for 3 years, just as prescribed by their cultures and traditions. The expiration of the mourning and waiting period, the process for the selection of his replacement commenced, typical of such processes across the kingdoms in the region. The situation in Igbide was not different, as it was characterized by hiccups, controversies, and a tussle that saw the crowning of 2 princes from the royal family. The first was of Prince Ozade Obukeni, the biological son of the late king. This was in direct contravention of the age-long succession practice in the kingdom, which does not allow a direct descendant of an immediate past monarch to ascend to the throne.
When an Ovie exits, it is not hereditary, but there is a family. The routine.
By this, protest agitations gripped the kingdom, with many opposing the crowning of Prince Obukeni. 3 days later, regent of the kingdom, His Royal Highness Michael Ovade, who had performed the earlier crowning, again crowned another prince of the kingdom, Patrick Okpomo Agri, and this time around, he tried to absolve himself, stating on record that he was coerced to perform the earlier crowning.
I was forced to do something other than this. But now I have come to my conscience.
This heightened the tension in the kingdom. Clash of both princes resulted in the arrest and counter-arrest of several persons by law enforcement agencies to prevent a total breakdown of law and order, as well as to quell the agitations over what they said was an attempt to desecrate their customs and traditions. At this point, the Delta State government intervened through its Peace Building and Conflict Resolution Committee, headed by Chief Edwin Uzo. After several rounds of meetings and engagements with stakeholders and people of Igbide Kingdom, the committee presented its findings and conclusion, which led the Delta State government to formally recognize Prince Patrick Okpomo Agri, as he then was, as the legitimate and authentic Ove designate of Igbide Kingdom.
We have approved the appointment of His Royal Majesty Prince Patrick Okpomo Agri as the OV of Igbide Kingdom in Isoko South local government area.
Prince Patrick Okpomo Agri attended James Welch Grammar School, Emevo, before proceeding to Aochi Polytechnic in Edo State, where he bagged a higher national diploma. He then attended Edo State University, Ekpoma, and graduated with an MBA in marketing. Not yet fulfilled academically, Prince Okpomo Agri then proceeded to the University of Aberdeen, Scotland, United Kingdom, where he obtained another master's degree in international relations. Prince Agri boasts of an impressive record in the public and private sectors, especially in the banking sector. His banking career, which began in 1994, saw him serve in several reputable financial institutions, including Citizens International Bank Limited, Nigeria International Bank Limited, and Lead Bank PLC, among others. Beyond his professional life, His Royal Majesty Patrick Okpomo Agre has been actively involved in civil society and advocacy, participating in groups like the Save Nigeria Group and other liberty and human rights platforms aimed at promoting good governance and national development. His declaration by the Delta State government elicited wide jubilations across the kingdom in celebration of the end of the kingship ascension struggles. The state government followed almost immediately on the 22nd of July with the presentation of staff of office to His Royal Majesty Patrick Okpomo Agre I as the 9th Ove of Igbide Kingdom.
God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. I am confident that your vision to restore peace, unity, and development in the Igbide Kingdom will inspire transformative progress.
Earlier, media executive and son of the soil, MAMODE AKUGHA, who read the community's address of welcome at the ceremony, called for the unity of all Igbide sons and daughters to ensure that all hands are on deck for the rapid development of the kingdom.
Today's event marks the climax of the selection of a monarch for the Igbide Kingdom, in accordance with the extant laws for the all-important selection. Prince Patrick Okpomo Agre I as emerged as the new king of the Igbide Kingdom, and he succeeds Edward Okuteni I, who succeeded John Okiki I as the 9th Ove of Igbide Kingdom. You will never
He's very enlightened. He's down to earth. He's passionate about the development of the kingdom. That is why I am happy that we have him as our Royal Majesty.
I want who contested for this position, who lost out in the selection process, to come and join hands with him and share ideas so that we can move this community forward. We will have no other place we call our home.
I wish to reiterate that as Ove of Igbide, it behoves on you in this dispensation, bring us together in our domain for the sustenance of peace to enhance socio-economic development.
Putting the squabbles that characterized the process behind, stakeholders in the kingdom, including God's Power Okporo, who had backed the crowning of Prince Ozade Obukeni, the direct heir of the former monarch, have called on sons and daughters of the kingdom to rally behind their new monarchdom forward.
Hereby congratulate Prince Patrick Okpomo Agre on his approval. I urge all Igbide indigents to be peaceful and law-abiding at all times.
For the monarch, all the intrigues of the past are now bygone. The important thing that awaits is the task of serving the entire people of the kingdom.
My assurance is that this is going to bring peace. There will be no rancor again because we are all from the same father. So my task is to unite. I want to promise the governor and the deputy governor that they will regret the fact that they gave me to rule my kingdom, to develop my kingdom, to work with his government.
Having fully ascended to the throne, Agre I moved to constitute his traditional cabinet and other organs to allow for seamless traditional leadership in the kingdom. And the first position to be filled was that of the number 2 man in the day-to-day traditional governance hierarchy in the kingdom, otherwise known as Otota, who also serves as the spokesperson of the kingdom. Igbide is subdivided into 3 major quarters after the 3 children of Eru who founded Igbide, namely Ekpo, which is the senior and also known as Unuame, consists of Ekpo, Urovo, Owodokpopo 1 and Owodokpopo 2. Ekpo quarter is responsible for producing the Otota of Igbide kingdom. Urugure, which consists of Oteri, Ubinyata and Urugure, is responsible for producing the Oletu Ologbo, who is in charge of the defense of the kingdom. Next is Okporo, which is also known as Etami, and it consists of Egbo and Okporo communities. Okporo is also responsible for producing the Oletukpa, which is responsible for organizing and officiating the very colorful and popular Abame Wrestling Festival, which is the formal initiation of boys into manhood in the kingdom. In Igbide Kingdom, a 70-year-old man who has not taken part in the Abame Wrestling Festival is still regarded as a boy. The decision of His Majesty Agre I to immediately constitute his cabinet with traditional chiefs led the